Hello and welcome to Christmas with Rihanna. In today's video, I'm sharing how I make these Christmas forest trees using Dollar Tree, $1.25 Christmas trees. So if you'd like to see how I did it, keep watching. First, I started by unraveling the Dollar Tree Christmas tree to use as branches in my forest trees. Now, I made several of these forest trees in varying heights. I made heights of 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, and 5 feet, and I made 2 of each height. It takes about 5 minutes to unravel each Dollar Tree Christmas tree. So what I did was sit in front of the TV watching my favorite Christmas movie, and by the time it was over, I had several Ziploc bags of branches that I can use. I made sure that I separated the branches by their length because I was going to need varying lengths as I worked up the height of the forest trees. Okay, so I set the branches aside to use for later, and I'm going to work on the trunk of the tree. So I'm drilling a hole in the center of a 2x2. And I cut these 2x2s that I got from Lowe's. They came in a length of 8 feet, and I cut them to 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, and 5 feet. If you choose to do this project, you can have Lowe's, or if you prefer Home Depot, to cut the lengths that you desire. So you will need a full tree, and I would suggest to just buy, if you plan on doing the project as I have done it, I suggest you buy a case of these trees. So you get 24 in a case from Dollar Tree, and that's what I did. So I had plenty to use for the top of my tree, and then also to put the branches in for the height or length of my tree. So it's completely unnecessary to go ahead and fluff the tree at this point, but I like to do it because I like to start to see the vision come to life. So once I'm finished fluffing, I grab my Titebond wood glue and I put some into the hole that I drilled in the top of the 2x2. And I pop the bottom off of the Christmas tree, and then I put the exposed pipe into the hole that's drilled in the top of the 2x2. Okay, so after I did that for all the lengths that I was working on, it was now time to stain. Now, I use Varathane stain in the color Early American. So I use a staining paintbrush to cover the raw wood of the trunk that I'm working on for these forest trees. And basically, I'm just painting along the lengths with the stain. And after I do that, I wipe it with the cloth. And one thing about using this stain is water-based, and it does run a lot. So if you decide to do this project, make sure that you're checking all sides of your wood to make sure that you don't have any drips. So you want to try to get it as evenly stained as possible. So I rotate it and wipe off any of the drips from me doing one side, and then once I've gotten them all wiped off, I just go back and stain the parts that didn't get covered and repeat that process until I finished all of the trunks. From there, I work on the bases. Now these bases will cut from 1x6, and they're cut into 6x6 squares. So again, if you decide to do this project, you can go to Lowe's to have them cut you a 1x6 piece of wood into 6 squares. So essentially, you just need your 1x6 cut into 6-inch lengths for the number of Christmas trees that you're going to make. I actually stained both sides of mine, but you don't have to do that if you decide to do this project. So from there, after I've stained everything, I now need to drill a hole down the center of my 6x6 squares. And the purpose for drilling this hole is so that the base can be attached to the trunk of the tree with the use of a screw. Please excuse the poor quality of the remainder of the video. I did insert a clear clip of me drilling a hole into the trunk so you can see. I want to do this in a zigzag fashion, and that's basically what I'm showing you here in this poor quality video. So you want to do a zigzag on all four sides, so a zigzag pattern of holes on all four sides, and then you're going to dip each branch into glue, and it's that Titebond glue. I just poured it into a little pink bowl, and then you're going to dip it and put it into the wood, and you just repeat that until all the holes are filled up. Now you decide how, if you decide to do this project, you decide how far from the base you want your tree branches to start. And I actually didn't have a set number or set measurement that I used for that. It was just whatever I felt was right for that height that I was working on. And so you can wipe up any excess with just some paper towel, or if you have a cloth or a rag, whatever you choose to use if you choose to do this project. And I just used paper towel to wipe it up, and it was totally fine. And so then I'm just dipping the trunk of the tree into the glue and then putting it over the hole that I drilled, so that once it's set, I could go in and put the screw into the base and then into the base of the tree trunk. And I'm doing this before I finish putting all of the branches in there, because I found that it's easier to have it standing up, dried and secured, for me to put the branches into the trunk, as it allowed me to access all four sides. Once I saw that the glue was starting to set, I let the trunk go and wiped up any excess glue with a paper towel. I did want to mention that I let this dry overnight before I attempted to put the screw through the bottom. And unfortunately, I don't have footage of me actually screwing the screw through the bottom of the base of this forest tree. But I do share with you the type of screw that I used. Well, that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you made it this far, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment below and let me know if this is something you think you'll try for this holiday season. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.